everyone, Renee here. For this video, I'm actually so excited to be partnered with one of the most innovative and most established brands, Shiseido. This is the first ever beauty brand to have done advanced scientific research on their skincare formulas. They've pioneered some of the most significant advances in skincare and have developed so many of the ingredients and skincare technologies that we love and that exist in mainstream formulas today. Don't even get me started with UV technology. The first ever formula in 1897 is still really popular today, and I will be reviewing it later. Over the last decades, I've mentioned a few of my favorite Shiseido staples, but these are favorites that I've had for like a long time, like 20 years. So I took their 3-minute skin quiz analysis because I was really curious about what they would recommend for me, but also how they would analyze my skin condition. So I'm going to walk through the quiz. You're going to see the results of how my skin has been graded, but also I'm going to show you and do the skincare routine that they recommended for me. I was really pleasantly surprised that all the formulas except for one were new to me. I'll put a link to the skin quiz down below, but let's get started. For this, you want your skin to be clean and free of makeup or skincare. It's just your raw skin. Make sure you're in some good natural lighting. I'm standing in front of a window for this. And then some supplemental information. Yes, I do have some dry, fine lines. And yes, I do have red, sensitive skin. Do I feel stressed every day? Sadly, hard yes. And do I tan within 1 week of sun exposure? Great question, because no. Yes, my fingers and toes feel cold when it's cold. My 3 favorite products, I'm just going to choose the basics: moisturizer, eye care, and sunscreen. And then age range. Here are my results. 72. I'm okay with that. They're using 3 metrics: radiance, resilience, and smoothness. So if you want to take a deeper dive into how you rate within those 3 metrics, you see there's a tab above for each of the categories. So resilience is where I score really well. So the little arrow points to where the average is. You can actually click to each of these. When I click on pores, it shows on the face scan where my pores are concentrated. So routine was recommended. I'm going to show you all the formulas. This is a classic 5-step routine, starting from lightest consistency to more emollient, and of course, as always, ending in sunscreen. I started this routine quite recently, about a couple of weeks ago, and of course, this is a really luxurious routine, but also it just feels extra indulgent because every single step is coming from the same brand, which is something I've not done in a long time. As you know, I Frankenstein my routines. I kind of cherry pick my favorite formulas from everywhere. The first treatment is the only one I'm already familiar with, and I'm thrilled to be revisiting because it is you are literally applying skincare history. I'm talking about Shiseido's Eudermine Activating Essence. This was Shiseido's first product ever made, ever commercially available. Their literal OG in 1897, but it was also the first essence to ever exist. And as you know, essence is probably my favorite category in skincare. It started it all. I'm old enough to have gotten this when it came in its original, absolutely stunning bottle. I still have that bottle somewhere. I'm determined to find it. This is a true first treatment essence in that it is weightless in texture. It's elegant, it's refined, it melts into your skin without leaving a trace and immediately softens the texture of the skin. I love that there's a little bit of slip while you're applying, so it feels really nice and glidey before it just melts. This also smells nostalgic to me. Even after about a week of use, I feel my skin looks brighter. This texture looks more refined. This has been clinically tested for triple action results, so it will hydrate your skin for 24 hours. There's brightening from the ethylated ascorbic acid, but also what's characteristic of most first treatment essences, which is the pre and probiotic. In this formula, it's the fermented kefir extract. And as someone who actually ferments and makes my own kefir, this kind of resonates pretty hard. This strengthens the skin barrier as well as encourage skin turnover for visibly smoother and softer skin. Immediately after applying this, like my skin, the texture feels transformed. It's so smooth. So next I got from the Ultimune line their Power Infusing Serum. The Ultimune line is all about disrupting and slowing down the skin's aging cycle by strengthening skin immunity so that it can deal with damage, stress, aging environment. This formula is the result of 30 years of research on skin immunity and fully utilizes the whole camellia plant. From seeds to petals to leaves, which goes through a proprietary biofermentation process to really harness its potency and to bring out 14 amino acids that are super beneficial for well aging. This has other medicinal plants in it as well, such as heart leaf, reishi mushroom. Clinical tests have shown improvements in pretty much all the different markers of signs of aging, such as fine lines, firmness, even skin tone. The texture is so comforting when you're applying. It does absorb, but the immediate results are quite surprisingly intense. And I only used 2 pumps of this serum, yet it feels like it's got that same potency as 7 Skins. This is next level hydration and bounciness. The skin is plumped out. For moisturizer, and I have to say I do love the Shiseido moisturizers. I've tried a few of them, and I actually was recommended the Vital Perfection Uplifting and Firming Advanced Cream, one that I've not tried. And I think that's because when I'm looking for moisturizers, I'm not always focused on lifting and firming, so it was always like, you know, future solution for me. Although I think that is a focus that's beginning to shift. But this is one of their best-selling, most popular moisturizers, and so far I can kind of see why. Using this reminds me how next level luxury Japanese moisturizers are, just in terms of their texture and the whole experience of it all. This has a dense but light as silk texture, but also it's got this intensity. It glides on my skin in a thin layer no matter how much I use, but yeah, I only need a little bit. I love the subtle rose scent it has to it. It doesn't linger. My tip is apply this using upward strokes because I personally think that it makes a difference. My skin kind of stays lifted. This contains their proprietary 4-MSK, which is a melanin blocker and really helps with evening out the skin tone. Also contains their patented safflower red, which is a medicinal plant, as well as ginseng, which you know I love. This has been shown to really reduce the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, a brighter skin tone, and even a tighter, firmer appearance. The moisturizing aspect of this formula is very much secondary to how good it makes my skin look and feel. I'm feeling spoiled right now. This is beautiful. Usually my skin feels kind of soft and nice, but not like this. I was quite thrilled to be recommended their newest and latest eye cream launch, their Vital Perfection Uplifting and Firming Advanced Eye Cream. Shiseido does a good eye cream. In fact, I've talked about one of my all-time favorites being Benefiance eye cream. This is an intense, well-aging eye cream, and for me, this area is just really starting to be noticeably problematic. This has potent retinol technology in it, which is effective, but still gentle enough to use around this area. This also targets hydration, skin plumping, but also visible sagging, fine lines, and puffiness. Even the upper eyelid sagging, because that is at least the most noticeable concern to me. This has been tested to keep the skin hydrated for 24 hours, which will come in really handy as we're approaching the drier, colder months. I usually never use the applicators that come with the formula, but I've been using this every single time. So one end is for scooping the cream out. This, I have to say, I don't always use, but the other end with the ball roller, I use. This can be used morning and night, but especially in the morning, I love this little roller ball. I wake up with really puffy eyes, and there's always a lot of liquid congestion around this area. And when I'm using this, I can feel the liquids moving around. So it makes a huge difference, especially on my upper eyelids. I feel like it really helps with depuffing, giving my eyelids a bit of that extra lift. I've definitely noticed my eyes not looking or feeling so fatigued, and it's just that ritual every day, especially in the morning and at nighttime, that kind of helps it all as well. Of course, the texture of this is just next level elegance and silkiness. It's rich, but at the same time feels lightweight, yet I can see it is substantially moisturizing. This sits really well under concealer, under makeup. It's just got that elegance. Last but never least, of course, sunscreen. I was recommended their Urban Environment Dual Sun Care with an SPF of 42. A new formula I am more than happy to try out, especially if it's a sunscreen by Shiseido. I always typically go for the pretty much iconic Ultimate Sun Protector in the blue bottle, which, let's face it, is just one of the best. They had their, wet force technology and then their Synchro Shield Repair. These technologies work harder and give us better protection when they're being attacked. So this uses their Sun Dual Care technology. This is absolutely the perfect sunscreen pick for what my skin needs right now. So kudos to the skin analysis quiz. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have tried it anytime soon. There's definitely something to this Sun Dual Care technology, which is infused with hyaluronic acid. It's so lightweight, and when you're applying it, it has this slip. It feels as though it's moisturizing, but it isn't really moisturizing. It does dry down into a nice velvet, skin blurring finish, but it's not matte to the point where it robs your skin of its own healthy glow. But it does manage to keep your skin really plump and hydrated. It's that sun dual care technology in here, which protects your skin from, the sunlight and all the harmful effects of the environment. But this technology uses exposure to sunlight to boost the formula's hydration. And I feel it legitimately does exactly that. And it was kind of strange, but good. For me, I love it. This is beautiful under makeup as well. It's the kind of sunscreen that initially looks like there could be a cast, but it completely blends out. So that's it, everyone. That is my luxurious Shiseido skincare routine. I will link their skincare analysis quiz in my description box, and there's no harm in trying out if you're curious to see how you rank, and if you feel comfortable, share your results. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Until next time, I'm wishing you great skin health. Bye.